Hey, what's up guys, this is Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming, and I'm coming at you today with a discussion video on the new ban list and where the meta is heading forward. Now, we'll start with the fact that I did not post a ban list reaction. I did record one, but it was full of a lot of profanity, and I don't think the viewers would have liked to see that. But anyways, let's get down to the discussion. So the first deck that we're going to talk about is the hit to Dragon Link, which is, of course, Elphy and Strike the Dragon. With Elphy being banned, I mean, finally it had to happen sooner or later. I'm surprised it took this long. But with that, I would say that the deck is not dead by any means. Yaccine on his channel, I'll leave a link in the description below. He has already posted an updated deck profile. It still does some of the same amazing things that the deck did, and I think you'd be a fool to sleep on this deck because it's still really powerful. Right now I have seen a majority of people playtesting the dragunity stuff in replacement to it. It seems like it's still a top tier deck. It's definitely not where it was. It's basically tier 1. I'd say it was probably a tier 1 deck. Now it's probably maybe still tier 1. I could be wrong. Maybe tier 1.5, tier 2. It's still all up in the air. It's still a very viable deck and still very powerful. But just not as powerful as it once was. But let's get to the second deck. So the second deck that got hit by the ban list was Dinosaurs. And this one hurt me pretty bad because I loved the deck. It was truly fun. Miscellaneousaurus, rest in peace. Only at one. I've seen a lot of people saying that dinos are dead, that there is no chance of it being meta, and I'm sorry to tell you, that is completely wrong. The deck is still top tier. You still have one misc in your deck, but you still have 9 ways to search it out. You have 3 Oviraptor, you have 3 Prosperity, and you have 3 Fossil Dig. That's a lot of ways to get to one card that you need, and I'm sorry, I still think it's going to be a blowout deck, so don't sleep on this deck. It's still gonna be good. I'd say it's a tier 1.5 to a tier 2 deck, but it's still very powerful. Now for our next deck, I'm going to combine 2 decks with this one, and that is the Zodiac Eldlich and the Zodiac Tribrigade. Now, both of these decks got a pretty hard hit with Drident being banned, and it's probably a pretty devastating loss. I've tested out Zodiac Eldlich, but I actually preferred the invoked Eldlich over the Zodiac Eldlich, although I have to admit Zeus is a beast. We'll start off with the directions the decks are taking. From what I've seen of Eldlich, dropping the Zoo, they either still keep the Zoo engine just so they can go into Zeus, which in my opinion isn't the right choice because Zeus has been out for a while now and everybody's figured out how to get around him. It's not that difficult anymore. And when it comes down to it, there's just better options. I would be playing the invoked Eldlich deck that was basically appeared last year, but in my opinion, it's probably the best version of Eldlich right now. Or there's that Eldlich zombie deck that's been going around, and I've seen it. It's been doing amazing, so it's definitely something I would definitely recommend keeping an eye out for because it's still a great deck. And next we'll go to Tribrigade. So, where is Tribrigade heading from here? I know they've gotten new support in Lightning Overdrive. It's definitely a good standalone deck on its own, but I just preferred the Zodiac Tribrigade compared to just pure. But it is still a strong contender, and you never know, it could go 50 different directions because Tribrigade is a very versatile engine, just like Zodiac. You can mix it up in a lot of different decks. So with that, I'd say things I'm expecting to see are birdup. I'm expecting to see Tribrigade, eldlich. I'm expecting to see a lot of stuff. I don't believe it's top meta, but I could be wrong. This is just my personal views on the meta right now and how I see it. So with that, let's go to the next part of the ban list, which is pendulums. Now, with the unbanning of Skullcrack, Crowback Joker, and Double Ignis coming back to 2, I don't think they're going to do too much, honestly. I believe the original Pendulum deck as is better than what those 2 cards can offer with the other graph cards added to the deck, the other Pendulum Magician plays. I just believe the current Pendulum list is better, can set up stronger boards and more negates, so I don't believe it'll change much. Maybe Trip, maybe he can figure something out, but that's about all I can see for it. I don't expect it to be top tier or meta. I'm still gonna say it's probably still gonna be a rogue deck, but it's nice that they gave us something back. It's not Electromite, but it's something. The next deck is Salamangreats. Now we got Mirage Stalio back to 1. Is it enough? I don't know. The deck can still go 50 different directions. It's still a decent deck. It's fun kind of rogues deck. I don't see it being top of the meta or anything, but it's a strong control deck. We didn't get Gazelle back to 3 or Circle back to 3, but it is still a strong deck, and I would still suggest people play it, especially if you enjoyed playing the deck. Like, I have seen it top all over the place, and I've lost to it a couple times, and it is a good deck. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's a good deck. Right now, I don't think it's at the spot. It's at the point where it'll be meta, but it could be. It's got a lot of removal cards, as well as now Mirage Stalio allows us to get even more removal. The deck is still powerful. Do not underestimate it. I'll say it's probably a rogue matchup, but we'll see how things go. There's new events going on basically every day, so we can see a huge change in the meta. But with that, let's get down to the next deck. But first, we're going to go out with a lighter note and say Symbol of Heritage. I don't even remember this card being at 1 or banned or anything. I've never used it, so this card coming off the list doesn't really change anything. But let's get down to the deck. Here's the last, but definitely not least, Sky Strikers. Engage is back at 1. And as the entire Yu-Gi-Oh community's reacted, that's exactly how I felt when I saw it. But no one's reaction can better sum it up than this man right here.
No! 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 It was just a bunch of +1s. Bonus cards. Engage, 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 engage.
So as you can tell, we are so excited for another slow play format, or everybody going into time, a million Sky Striker players. On a lighter note, but with that, Sky Strikers can head a whole lot of different directions. Now it's just so with one engage, Sky Strikers is the only deck that will play it. So you don't have to worry about, basically everybody was playing the Engage engine. With the inclusion of Engage, the deck can do some really unfair things, but we have to remember it is still Sky Strikers and they still had the same weakness back in 2019. I know I played it back in 2019. And it's a back row deck that does not play a whole lot of protective cards, and it's really, you can really easily reoccur your resources, but still, the deck is still a powerful deck. I do not recommend you sleep on it. I personally believe it's going to be a tier 1 deck, if not maybe tier 2. It is definitely a top tier deck that you have to keep your eye out. It's got so many new things that you can do with it. It can easily out dragon boards, and we all know how tough those are. I truly feel Konami made a mistake by bringing this card back. They should have brought back Colossus, in my opinion. I just enjoyed the Thunder Dragon deck a lot more. However, players have already added cards into their decks to better up against that matchup. People are playing Phantasma in the main deck, which is fantastic against that deck. People are playing cards like DD Crow to get rid of the Engage from the graveyard, so they can't continuously loop it. There's so many answers to this deck that it could be tier 1, it could be tier 2. But Sky Strikers is a deck that really rewards the skill of the player. If you're a really skilled player, like for example Ryan Yu, Yaccine, players like that, you will do very well with the deck and people will not question you about it. I mean, they won't say that, oh, he's just playing it so that he can play into time. No, they will recognize that he is a good player. However, I don't see a whole lot of that. In the majority of the Striker matchups I've seen, a lot of people just play Striker because it's a slower, control-based deck that gives you an easy way to win in time. And honestly, it's never a good feeling when you win in time with that. Even winning in time to that and losing in time to that, it all sucks. So right away, you just know, yeah, it's just because you're playing Sky Strikers, you won in time. It gives you a lot of cards that allow you to easily win in time, like Hayate that can attack your opponent directly, or there's cards like Kaina that, while it's face up on the field, you can activate a Sky Striker card and on resolution you gain 100 life points. Basically an easy way for Sky Strikers to take advantage and win right there in time. So watch out for those shenanigans. We all know it's bound to turn up, and a lot of people will know this and just think, okay, I can use this to my advantage, right? So if you're gonna do that, just don't play the deck. Pick up something else. You don't want to be hated by everybody around you, and that's the way it feels when you win in time. So I do expect to see some slower gameplay. I expect to see Sky Striker shenanigans. Anyways, thank you all for watching. You guys have a fantastic day. I wanted to say thank you to all of the YouTubers I've shown in this clip to show their reaction to the Engage unbanning. Thank you all for watching. This is Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming signing off. You guys stay safe. Have a great day.
Baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light